Tell us your name, age, and where you're from.
My name's Jordan Clark. I'm from a little village called Lavant on the south coast of England. I'm 24 years old and yeah, I happen to be five-time world champion on the scooter as well.
Who is Jordan outside of scootering?
I think Jordan outside of scootering is just like a funny young lad, you know, pretty outgoing. Just loves to do mad, crazy stuff, really. I'm always active, you know, I play for my local football team and, you know, I'm just trying to just do different stuff like outside of scootering because sometimes it can get intense. But I just think I'm just you know, a funny young lad that just wants to have fun and just, you know, have good people around me.
Tell us about growing up and how scootering became an addiction for you.
Growing up, I was always like a really active and sporty kid, you know, like I was always playing football and, you know, doing anything I could really. I used to ride bikes every day, like religiously out the front of my house. And yeah, it was kind of like when I started getting a little bit older, I played professional football at a young age. I played for Brighton and Hove Albion for a while, which was, yeah, it was really fun at the start. And then I sort of, you know, got a bit like bored, not bored, like I sort of fell out of love with it. And it wasn't until I kind of went to high school, I started going to the skate parks and stuff. At first I rode BMX. And yeah, I went on my friend's scooter and the rest is history really. I went out, bought my first scooter and yeah, I've never really looked back really. I was kind of just riding it every day since.
How did your family support you during your transition from football to scootering?
At first, my family were a bit like weirded out by the whole situation, you know, like all they'd known is me playing football and, you know, taking me every Sunday, Saturday, midweek, all the way to these crazy like long distance matches and stuff. And yeah, I think at first they found it weird that they didn't really know what scootering was, and then it wasn't until I started doing a couple of little competitions in the UK that I sort of started doing well, and then they were like, oh, so he's actually quite good at it. And then we come out to Barcelona in 2015 and then I won the World Championships for the first time. It was like my second professional competition and they were sort of still a bit like, well, what's next? And yeah, they supported me ever since and they were just like, this is where you're going with it, I guess.
Can you tell us about your siblings and their involvement in sport?
Yeah, so I've got a little brother, another little brother and a sister as well. My youngest brother's 12 years old. He's a British GB tumbler, gymnastics. And my other brother, he races race cars, which is completely the other end of like the sporting world. And then I have a sister who I think she's 21 and yeah, she's just normal. She just does her own thing. She's got her and her boyfriend, you know, go and do their own thing, and that's what they do.
Can you share any instances of the strong bond between you and your family and how it's affected you as a scooter rider?
I think my family and myself are very like close. Like we literally tell each other everything. My parents, my grandparents, and I think it just goes to show that there's a massive strong bond because they're always interested in everything I do, like, and that's something that kind of hits home. Like, they're just amazing with everything that I do. You know, they support me in anything. Like, I'm doing a bit of BMX and mountain biking at the moment as well, and they're supporting me in that. I'm also, you know, doing the scooter comps, and they're supporting me in that, and that's just kind of just shows like the close bond. Like my parents have come out here to Barcelona pretty much every year. It's sad that they're not here this year, but you know, they'll be here next year, and that's like kind of like nice because some other people don't get that.
How did it feel competing in your first professional competition?
I think competing in my first competition was weird. Like I had a lot of nerves, but also good nerves. I was excited because obviously I'd watched these professional riders in competitions and stuff, and you know, I looked up to them. So when I was competing against them, it was kind of like it was weird. Like I didn't really know what to do. I was just in the moment, and I just got on with it really, and yeah, it worked out all right.
How did the 2015 Worlds inspire you to take your riding more seriously?
I think 2015 Worlds definitely made me realise that this is something that I really want to do, because I sort of came out of nowhere and won the biggest event of the year, and there was no reason why I couldn't do it again. So that kind of drove me to sort of try and win it again. And I remember there was a load of comments on social media and stuff saying, "Oh, it's a fluke" and all this stuff. And yeah, that kind of just motivated me as well, just to kind of pursue it and win another World Championships. And then it kind of just escalated from there. I started winning other competitions and traveling a lot and doing a lot of other things, and that's how it kind of like went into a career really. Like I didn't really expect it to, but it kind of just happened, like with regards to like me being really motivated to win stuff. That's how it just sort of turned into a career.
How did your relationship with the MAD team manager help you grow as a rider?
So I met Ricky at competitions that I went to when I was sponsored by Grit, and we literally hit off straight away. We were like not best buds, but we were buddies, and he always used to take me under his wing even though I wasn't his team rider. And I really like cherish moments like that because there's not many people that would do that, and that's kind of how my relationship started with Ricky. And then when I was going through kind of a rough stage in, let's just say, my career, I would speak to Ricky, and I sort of said, "Look, Ricky, is there a chance of being on manger?" And he said, let's ask the question and see what we can do. And yeah, that was that really. Kind of we just made it happen, and that's how me and Ricky have got so close. He's just been like a bit of a mentor for me really, like just pointing me in the right direction and helping me and filming me and taking amazing pictures of me as well. And yeah, we're best buds now, so that's kind of cool to have as a team manager.
How did the self-pressure affect your performance as a rider?
I think self-pressure, it can be a good thing and a bad thing. So it can be a good thing because you're telling yourself, come on, this is it, it's ready to go, it's time to go and perform. And then sometimes you can also put too much on your plate. When I won back in 2015, I didn't really understand the how competitions worked as such. So I basically was just putting so much pressure on myself being world champion that I just thought I needed to win absolutely everything to gain people's respect, when it really wasn't like that really. So I think it can be a blessing and a curse really. But yeah, I've got the balance now, so that's amazing.
Can you describe the emotional impact not winning a competition has on you, and how did you overcome the negative feelings?
I think not winning a competition is it's always a bummer really. Like you want to win everything. I go into every competition wanting to win obviously. And when I was younger, I kind of used to be really bummed out. Like I used to take it so personally that I didn't really know how to handle it. But as I've kind of grown up, I've realised that if I don't perform, then you don't win. So that's kind of how I see it. If you don't perform and you don't win, then that's just how it is. And sometimes there are better riders on the day, so it's hard. I was really young when I was winning these competitions, and when I done the World Championships. So it was a real learning curve. But I've kind of like I say, I've got that balance where I'm just happy with the way I ride competitions and the way I approach them. But I always go in to win, of course.
How did the fear of letting people down affect your mindset in competitions?
A really big thing for me. People are travelling out to these different countries and coming to these competitions to watch me perform and do well and expecting me to win. So it was almost like I was putting so much on my shoulders that I couldn't really carry it at times. But like I say, with age, I've sort of matured and come to the realisation that, like you say, you can't win every competition. And I know that my family and my friends are always going to be proud of me no matter what, whether I come first or last. As long as you give it 100%, then you can't really, they can't really fault you. So I just think, you know, go out there, do your thing, and have fun. And that's exactly the main thing. As long as you're having fun, you know, and you know the people that you feel like you're letting down know that you're having fun, then there's no issues really. Like it's you know, it's a good feeling when, you know, they're still fully supporting you.
How have you changed your mental approach from your first scooter competition to now?
I've changed my approach quite drastically, really. Like when I first used to go into a competition, I used to just wing it. I didn't know really what I was doing. I used to just be like, all right, I can do these bangers, so I'll do that there, I'll do that there and that there. Whereas now, like, I'm pretty calculated with it. Like, I'll work out how long, you know, where to go in a minute run or a 45-second run, depending on what the judging criteria is. And I'll have three runs before I even go to the event. So I'll be looking at the course well in advance, and yeah, just figuring out runs and basically just trying to figure out a winning run really, and something that will put me in a good qualification spot and also in a good, you know, place going into the finals and stuff. So yeah, I've changed it crazy. Like it's weird. When I first doing competition, I was literally just winging it. I didn't have a clue, but now, yeah, I've worked it out. So I'm happy that I have done that.
How did your initial reluctance to have tattoos change, and how did your dad impact that?
So when I was younger, I kind of didn't really want any tattoos. I weren't really interested in it at all. It was only like, it's weird, like when you become of age to be able to have a tattoo and stuff. Me and my dad were talking in the kitchen, and you know, I was like, Dad, do you reckon I should get tattoos? And he was like, yeah, do what you want, like as long as they're nice ones, sort of thing. Because my parents have always said to me, like, you know, nothing above the neck, nothing on your hands and your face or anything like that. But you know, as long as you get nice ones on your arms and your legs and stuff, then we're happy for you to get tattoos. And my dad was a real big influence, because like he's got tattoos, and like every kid wants to be like their dad. So I was like, oh, get tattoos like my dad, you know. And yeah, he's jealous now because my tattoos are way better than his. Obviously, tattooists are way better now than what they were back then. But yeah, me and my dad are we got a matching one as well. To be fair, like he's got one on his leg, the same place. We've got like a hands thing, which is pretty cool. And yeah, I cherish that. And yeah, tattoos sort of, you know, like expresses where I express my things through tattoos.
In what ways do your tattoos serve as a reminder to overcome obstacles in your career?
Tattoos are something that I really, you know, are quite meaningful to me. You know, I've got a whole sleeve of like places that I've been in my career, and then I've got a whole sleeve that I'm building up now, which is like the places where I live. So it like my upbringing sort of thing. So they really mean a lot to me, and a lot of work goes into them, you know, designing them and things. Like I've got my Nitro World Games trophies and stuff, like, and just all these nice places where I grew up. It's just something that reminds me of like my upbringing and where I've kind of taken it. So that's how I've sort of expressed myself with regards to my tattoos.
How do the other sports you do complement your scooter riding?
I think riding mountain bike and BMX is always something that I always wanted to do, and riding them now a lot is really, really fun. Like I love it, and it kind of like takes away the importance of the scootering, like not the importance, but like the pressure. So there's a lot at stake on scootering, whereas like at the moment I'm trying to build my way up to the point where I can get to the professional competitions in mountain biking and BMX. And so, you know, like one day when you're not feeling it on the scooter, you go and ride your BMX, or you go and ride your mountain bike, and you feel amazing, like because you've learnt a new trick on that. And then it also complements my scootering, because one day I might not be riding very well on my bike, and I go and ride my scooter and then end up getting a new learn on that and having an amazing session, you know. And that's kind of like how it is, like one, you know, and you build up and build up. And like now I've started doing a few scooter tricks on my BMX and on my mountain bike. So I'm really like, you know, it's fun just learning new tricks, and that's how it complements my scootering, and that's why like I want to just do everything, because it's so fun.
How do you aim to inspire others through your career as a scooter rider?
I aim to inspire kids just to, you know, pick up and just go out and have fun and just do it, because that's what I did as a kid, you know. I was really young, and I just loved doing it. I went down every day. I had loads of friends that done it. We were just literally sending each other crazy tricks, like setting each other crazy tricks to do, and we were just doing them down the skate park. So if I can just inspire kids to, you know, pick up a scooter and do exactly what I did, there's nothing to say that one of these kids can come out and do and win a world championship really early on in their scooter career, and, you know, sort of take the same pathway as me. And that's kind of what I want to do. I want to inspire kids to, you know, ride scooters, maybe ride BMX and mountain bike if that's what they're into. And I just really love like all the praise and that everyone gives me. And, you know, if I can inspire just one kid out of 100, you know, that's really, really, you know, good to hear from me.
What do you appreciate most about the impact you've had on the scooter community so far?
That's a tough question. I don't really know. It's I think I've brought I think I've brought a bit of excitement to scootering, you know, like random kid turns up at world championships, ends up winning, goes on to win 5 world championships, hopefully inspires younger kids to pick up a scooter, and I just hope that I inspire, you know, the other riders as well, like, because anyone can do it, and it's just mindset really, you know. As long as you have the right mindset and the right passion towards what you're doing, then you can achieve anything you want. And I think with regards to, you know, trying to stamp my name and leave it on the sport, I don't know really, like, I just hope that I've left, whenever it happens, whenever I leave scooters, or whatever happens, I just hope I've inspired kids to, you know, pick it up and start, because it changed my life. Like, I was just a random kid playing football, you know, going down the skate park and flipping, just doing crazy tricks, to, you now traveling the world and just doing what I love, and winning the most amazing competitions and being invited to the most amazing places. And I've made so many friends, you know, and just had the best time in the last 8 years. And that's what I want, you know, just for when people think of Jordan Clark, just think of, oh, he really inspired me to do crazy stuff and, you know, win world championships maybe. So that's what I want to leave scootering with, you know, just to kind of just stamp it and just be like, hopefully be a legend. I don't know, we'll see.
Jordan, one final question. Where do you see your future in action sports going?
Do you know what? At the moment, I'm happy doing what I'm doing. You know, I absolutely adore scootering. I love it. It's given me everything that I could have asked for, you know. And obviously, you know, I'm getting good on bikes. So I think as I get older, I'll maybe go into the bikes a bit more. But for everyone that, you know, wants to know, I'll never ever not be a part of scooters. I love it too much. Yeah, maybe I'll stop competing one day, but I'll always be riding scooters here and there, and I'll always hopefully have some scooter fans cheering me on in bike comps in the future. But at the moment, I'm happy with what I'm doing, and scootering is what I'm doing at the moment, and BMX and mountain bikes on the side. But until such time as I make the decision, scootering is the one at the moment.